Going to go one off case and then a second off. First, interpretation. Animal is defined by the animal kingdom. Violation, he doesn't stop testing on all things within the animal kingdom. Example, human. Standards 1 education. Scientific definitions are the best for debate because they are the key to this topic. When we are talking about science and animal-based and animal testing, we need to have a definition from the community of which it's about. And 2, bright line. This gives a yes or no answer to what is and isn't an animal. There is no gray area to be defined. If it's in the animal kingdom, it is an animal. It doesn't allow someone to say when a human is or isn't an animal. It's a bright line that we must follow. And voters, 1, it's prima facie, must have it on the face of it. 2, a priori comes first. And 3, jurisdiction don't have the ability to vote for a non-topical plan. And on to case 1 is he cannot solve globally. As long as other nations are still able to do animal testing, that means companies and the people in the U.S. will just go to these countries, do the testing, and bring everything back. That means we are not able to solve for all the issues he's brought up, specifically the moral imperative, because everything that is being done and being sold to us is still having that animal testing and still a problem. And you have serial policy failure within this because as long as we're in a methodology that says it is okay to exploit and have resources destroyed and abused and people and animals abused, then we are still going to just say it is okay. Even if the law is banning it, they aren't going to regulate, they aren't going to follow things. Serial policy failure shows that these things will continue to happen unless we change the methodology. And the only way we're going to do that is to go to the second off, capitalism critique 1, thesis. Cap is a wage, slave, and class system. 2, it requires the extraction of resources, not just of minerals, but of people and animals as well. It is about commodification. It is about making them a dollar value, making and giving worth, and turning things into commodities, and then selling them off. C, capitalism is fueled by taking advantage of the lower class and kills in order to sustain itself. Framework. A, interpretation. Methodology and discourse from that methodology come first. Judged around based on which side represents the best methodological option. That means you're going to be voting negative on the critique alternative versus the methodology shown by the affirmative. And I'm going to prove to you the alternative is the best thing. I don't have to win animal testing is good. I have to win that the affirmative's action is bad and that its methodology is bad and that my methodology for the round is better. And B, discourse and methodology is the reason we make policies, is the reason we are who we are. Grand fairness and education do not exist without a methodology debate because it defines what is fair and unfair. And C, the ballot is the way to decide methodology and discourse. Discourse itself, debate itself is only a game. We devolve ourselves to the one of just yelling nuclear war. Only by taking back the level methodology and using the ballot to decide that can we have education and debate. C is the link stories. A, ban is just a commodification for animals. That taking them away from testing doesn't mean that we're going to stop it. It's only going to make it worse. By giving a hierarchy, putting humans over animals, and banning animal testing is just a way for us to to change where their value is coming from. The economy is still the decision of their value. We're still commodifying the animal. We just aren't testing on them. B, ban is just a ruse. Green tech and animal testing, banning animal testing is just a way to say, stop, no, look, we're being moral, and to prevent the revolts. It is only going to create a tighter grip on society because reforms will fail because they're doing this. And see, all the alternative methods he has to adjust is a link. Saying these things are better and more profitable are just drivers for the capitalist society, and suggesting we should use these other systems is just making more things into commodities. Do you really want embryos or skin cells being commodified? No. It is only going to make things worse by allowing all these things to be commodified. And on to the impacts. 1, root cause of war. Capitalism goes to war to make money, and it is the ideological basis for war that we go to, that we use to support, fund, and decide who to go to war with. And profits are used to create more destruction and more war. Only by ending capitalism can we end this drive to make profit. And C, B, value to life. It turns everything into a dollar game. Human value is replaced with the dollar value. Everything is replaced with the value of the dollar. This means you're given a value and consequentially be devalued. Death of the frame in which this declensions of values is what Michael Dillon refers to as the economy, as the 0 point of the Holocaust. Capitalism gets rid of your ability to decide your value, and it decides it for you and decides should you live or die. And C is the environment. Capitalism's drive for profit kills the environment. Companies suck up resources in order to make profits. And B, green tech is only a ruse, as I stated. It's not just the color that it's a lie. It burns GHGs and is used just to say, look, ignore the destruction that we're doing over there. And capitalism focuses only on short-term profits, not about sustainability, which means they're going to continue to destroy the environment until it is all gone. Capitalism won't die, the planet will. That brings us to the alternative. Our alternative is to vote negative, to refuse to participate in activities which support capitalism in its entirety. We must follow a capital structure by refusing to invest our energies in reforms and operations. And this is a quote from Herod. Capital structures do not cease so much as simply simply banded capitalist relations are not thought so much as they're simply rejected, and only a totalizing image works. Quote here, capitalism is proved impervious to reforms as a system. We can sometimes win in some places certain concessions from it, and win some improvements in our lives as its victims, but we cannot reform it piecemeal as a system. Our strategy, gutting and eventually destroying capitalism, requires a minimum totalizing image, and saying no is enough. This is Holloway. By rebelling, we are already saying no to the command of capital. We are creating temporary spaces. That's why we're going to vote negative, to prevent the impacts, and the alternative is the only way to solve the case and solve commodification. That's why you vote negative.